So what are the conditions, miss? The conditions are nothing but it should be an alphanumeric. That is, it should start with the alphabet. It can't start with the numeric values. And in terms of any special character, miss, underscore is the only special character which is acceptable for the variables. That is the first part which we have completed. Later, after completing the variables, we have seen the print. So print, how to print? So the print is nothing but you can print the value wise. You can print in terms of multiple values. You can print the variables and you can print multiple variables and a combination of anything by using the comma. If you are printing multiple things, miss, just you have to use in between them is comma. The first one can be number, the second can be text, and the third one can be the variable name. Any combination you can use. For example, if I write print 2 comma srk comma and variable name a is equal to 9, I am going to store. And if I ask like this, it is going to print 2 srk and 9. So multiple things you can print. So the combination of numeric value, text value, and the variable value, any combination, just you are going to separate by comma to the print. So we know how to use the print one in the Python. Now after completing the printer, now we have moved on to the fundamental data types, that is int. Int is nothing but where we are having with respect to the numeric values without decimal is called as an int. With decimals, it is called as float. Complex numbers, where we are having the same numeric in terms of complex wise, that is imaginary value also. If you are having the imaginary value, you are going to consider the complex. Next, we have the Boolean. Next, we are having the string. So these are the 5 fundamental data types where the string is in terms of you are having a single line string or multi-line string. When you are using the multi-line string, you have to use triple inverted commas compulsory. And we have also seen the string operations, that is nothing but indexing. So how to access when you are having multiple things in that you want to select any particular one, you are going to use the slicing operation. Okay, you are going to use indexing. By using the indexing or slicing, you are going to extract whatever the elements was given in the given data, and whatever we require that we are going to use. So here we have observed what is meant by indexing and what is meant by in terms of slicing. What is indexing and what is slicing? So by understanding indexing and slicing operations, we are going to select whatever the data we want. Okay, whatever the data we want, we are going to extract that data. Now string indexing and slicing is applicable only for the string, because the string is going to contains the multiple individual characters. 1 at the rate of a4 something you can have like this. Whereas int is 100. If you write 100 means it is a single number only. It is not multiple characters. It is called as 100. Okay, multiple characters in terms of different characters can be allowed right here. So that is the reason for the string multiple characters. So for the string only we are having the indexing and slicing. If you ask for the int indexing, there is no index for int, there is no index for float, there is no index for complex, there is no index for the Boolean. These all are not having any kind of indexing or slicing. Only the string has the option of indexing and along with the slicing. Indexing is there means automatically slicing also will be there, right? Now next one is input, Python input. How we are going to select what is meant by input means when you are asking the user to enter the value, you are asking to enter the value. For entering that value, you are asking the user to enter the value. For that, we are going to give a rectangular box. In the rectangular box, the user is going to enter the value. And if you want to store that value, we are going to assign to a variable. If you don't want to store that one, you are not going to assign to a variable. If you want to store, you are assigning to a variable. And we have seen the typecasting. What is meant by typecasting means converting from one variable, one data type to another data type. So you are converting from one data type to another data type is called as typecasting. Next one is list. So we have came into the next level of advanced data structures, which is called as list. Now where the list is going to have the multiple values. It is going to consist of multiple values where the values has been stored by separating the comma, and we are going to store the entire data in the square brackets. So this is the list where here also we are going to use the same indexing, same slicing and everything. Now, what is the difference of the list versus others means? The list is also contains the multiple values, that two different types of multiple values, different data types of multiple values it is going to consider. And here the lists are mutable. Lists are mutable. What is meant by mutable means you can replace within the same object. If you are replacing in the same object, it is called as mutable. If you are not able to replace in the original object, if you are not able to do the modifications in the original object, then it is called as immutable object. Okay. Now here we are having with respect to the append function, which is going to append at the end. Similarly, we are having the list one, which is going to insert at a particular location. Remove function, which is going to remove the particular value. Whatever the value you have given inside that, the value will be removed. Whereas pop will be taking this value as the index number. Here it is going to consider as the index number. Here it is considering as the value. And next list dot reverse means it is going to reverse them, and it is going to print whatever the order you have given, just it is going to do the reverse of that order. Count is going to count the particular value, how many times it has been repeated, right? Next we are having append and extend. The difference between append and extend is append is going to append as it is as the element, whereas extend is going to have as an individual element. It is going to add as an individual element. That is the difference between append and the list extend. Append is going to add as the entire this thing as a single item at the end, whereas this one is going to add the multiple items at the end, right? This part we have covered in the yesterday's class, that is till the list. Now in today's class we are going to see the next one called as tuple. Okay, we are moving into the tuple. Now tuple. So tuple is an ordered sequence of item as a list. It is also similar to list. It is also having the ordered sequence of items. The only difference is tuples are immutable. Whatever the tuples you are having, the tuples are immutable. Means you can't do the modifications. Once the object is created, you can't do the modification within the same object. Creating a new object is entirely different. For example, here I'm going to take tuple. Tuple, what is the difference between the tuple and the list means both are going to save the in the order of items. It is going to have in the order of items, and thus it is also going to have the order of items. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay, so list, for example, if you consider the list like this, L is equal to list of 1 2 3 4. You are taking like this. This is the list where the list elements are separated by comma, and it is enclosed with the square brackets. The same thing, tuple T is equal to 1 2 3 4. If you change the bracket of square bracket to parenthesis, these normal brackets are called as parenthesis. If you convert this one to the parenthesis, this is called as square brackets, this is called as parenthesis. Now if you take the data in the parenthesis means automatically the data type will be considered as the tuple element. It will be considered as the tuple element. Now here the most interesting question comes into picture is, so first let us understand T is equal to 1 comma 1.5 comma ml. 1 comma 1.5 comma ml, that too you have given as a normal brackets, means this is a tuple element. If you ask what is the type of T means, it is a tuple. Here you want to extract a particular element by using the indexing, that is T of 1. If you ask what is there inside the T of 1 means, it is going to give within the T of 1 indexing is possible, that is 0 1 2 everything is possible. So here it is just applying T of 1 which is 1.5, so it is going to give you the 1.5 value. This is also fine. Now if you want to replace this value, it is not possible in the tuple. Once the object is created, you can't replace the object. Replace the value within the object. Sir, okay. Let us assume if you want to have 6 of 1 is equal to 1.5, means t of 1 is already 1.5 is there. Now this t of 1 you want to replace with 1.25. If you ask this one, it is going to throw an error that tuple object doesn't support the item assignment. Type error. Type error means data type. That particular data type is not having this type of support. Tuple is not going to accept that one into the replace of that value. Okay, then it is called as tuple of elements. Now tuple is not going to add the any value in the given original one. Let us assume like this: t is equal to 1 2 3 4. We have written like this. What it is going to do, it is going to create an object. This object where 1 2 3 4. In this you can't add, you can't delete, you can't replace. Nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. What can be done means only extraction can be done. Extraction means by writing the index numbers, you can collect the data from t of 0 to 4. You can collect the data. That is not a problem. You can take the t of 2. You can take the data. That is also not a problem. But whereas you want to add a new element, for example, in this you want to add 5 at the end, like similar to list, if you want to add, you can't add here. There is no append function is applicable for the tuple. If you want to insert also, you can't insert. If you want to replace also, you can't do replacement. If you want to delete also, you can't do delete. Nothing you can do. Okay, so now this is called as a tuple element, right? In the tuple element, you can't do the modifications. No modifications is allowed in the tuple element, tuple object. Now, sir, the question is 1 2 3 4 you have created like this. I am going to create 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. It is going to have 2 2 3 4. From your perspective, this one is replaced with 2 or it is a new object? In the old object I have replaced or I have created a new object. Which one was done? Which one was done? In the old object you are having 1 2 3. A new object is going to have 2 3 4 3 4. If it is a list means you can replace in the old object, whereas tuple means you can't replace. You can't replace. In the old object you can't replace. It has to be created in the new object only. You can't replace in the old object. So for example, if I ask t of 0, what is there in the t of 0? 1 is there. If I asked t, or instead of 1 I am going to replace with 2. Now what happens means this 2 should be replaced in the t of 0, but it is not possible in the tuple. Whereas the same thing in the list is there. List of 1 2 3 4 is there, and it is going to create an object of like this, where 1 2 3 4. Okay, and this is with respect to list L. Now if you ask L of 0 is equal to 2, this 1 will be replaced with 2. Like this it is going to replace. That is possible in the list. But whereas this is not possible. Within the same object you can't replace the values. Right? You can't replace the values within the same object. Is that clear? If you want to create a new object, then it is okay. But new object you can't miss the old object, you can't do the replacement. You can't replace in the old object, that is existing object. Okay. So you can't replace the value. That is called as tuple. Tuple means it is fixed. Sir, when we are going to use this list and when we are going to use tuple? Okay. When we are going to use, for example, list and when we are going to use the tuple means now the application is in terms of, for example, now the list of students, you are the list of students. Total here I am having in the online 35 students are there. What is the meaning of 35? Out of 35, if you remove me and the host, Naresh IT host and co-host Sandeep, If you remove our V3, 32 students are there in the online as of now. 32 students are there online. Now, out of these 32 students, okay, out of these 32 students, how many, now one student can join and one student can drop, anything as can be happened. Means after the, once the demo classes or whatever the normal classes was completed, and once the fee payment is done, and we are going to convert to a normal sessions, and by that time, some of the students may drop or some of the students may add. Anything can be possible, because you are the list of students. You are the list of students. You are going to pay the fees today or tomorrow. You are going to pay the fees. Surely from Monday, only the paid students will be there in the class. Unpaid students, they are not going to have, because we are going to share the new link for the paid students only. So only the paid students are going to join the sessions from Monday, right? Now, as of now, this is the old same link. Whatever the Zoom link was given in initially, the same link was taken, and now the some students may add, some students may drop, some students can be replaced. Anything can be possible, because you are the list of students. From Monday, once the link is changed, once Zoom link is changed, and you are going to have a new Zoom link, to whom they are going to share this new Zoom link? Miss, to only the paid students. For unpaid students, they are not going to share. Okay, to only the students who has paid the fees, for them only they are going to share this new link. And who are the new students can add, new students, old students can drop. Now, as of now in the online, we are having the total participants are 35. But later on, it is going to change. Maybe today only the count may change to 38 or 40 or 45, something like this later on. Or it may drop to 25, 26 or 20, 30 also. It might happen in any way, right? So these are all called as, with respect to list. List means where the modifications are possible. Tuple means where the modifications are not possible. If you don't want as any modifications in that, you want that one as a rock solid. You don't want any modification, means create as a tuple. If you want to replace something, if you want to work on the something, then you are going to use with respect to the list of elements. Is that clear? When to use list and when to use tuple? Now, 32 students. Okay. Now, here the question is from the online. Sir, if I have created first tuple and with the name T, another tuple with the same name, what happened? The old object will be deleted and the new values will be stored. Simple. T is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And T1 is equal to 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. The new T1 will be there, the old one will be deleted. If it is same T means, if it is T and T both are same means, then the old one will be deleted. Similar to A is equal to 10 and A is equal to 20. What happens? It is going to create a new object of 20 with A. The old object with A will be deleted automatically. Right? So if you have selected with respect to the same thing means, the old one will be deleted. The old values will be deleted, right? Sir, a question, sir, a question from list. Okay, ask your question, Himanshu. Now, here one more question is there. Sir, what will happen if I use same variable name? That is first with the type and followed by. Yes, when you are using that one, it is going to delete. When A is equal to 10 is there, you have taken A is equal to 10. Okay. Now you have taken A is equal to 20.5. What happens? With A is equal to 10, first it is going to create an object of 10 with A. Okay, completed. Now A is equal to 20.5. Different object you have given. Completely different you have given. Which is for 20.5 is a float one. Now 20.5 will be taken and A will be created. And the already A is the old one is there. Now the old one will be deleted like this. Whatever the latest is there, that value will be stored. Yes, Himanshu is asking one question related to list. That is, he is asking a question like this, where there is an interesting question called as shallow copy and deep copy. Actually, this we have to discuss later, but since he asked us, I'm going to discuss now itself. There is an option called as shallow copy and deep copy. L is equal to first list one. Let us write list one. L1 is equal to L1 is equal to, okay. So let me show you in the spider. Sorry. Let me show you in the spider. So here, just click on the new file. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is L1 is equal to list of 1 comma 2 comma 3. I'm going to take 1 comma 2 comma 3, and I'm going to execute this one. Whatever I have written, I'm going to just execute this file. Okay. Now I have got with respect to L1 is equal to total 3 values are there inside that, and data type is list, which is 1, 2, 3. It is showing like this. Okay. Next, I'm going to take L2 is equal to L1. L2 is equal to L1. What happens in the when you have executed the first line, it is going to take a list of 1, 2, 3. Okay, it has created a list of 1, 2, 3 and L1. Okay. Now you have written L2 is equal to L1. What is L1 means? That values. L1 values will be copied here. The L1 values will be copied here, and it is going to take L2 is equal to 1, 2, 3 only. It is also going to take L2 is equal to 1, 2, 3. Since both of them are 1, 2, 3, for the same object, L2 also will be assigned. For the object, whatever the object you have given, the same object L2 also will be assigned. And if you execute this one, this particular line, if you execute, if you click on this, and you are going to have with respect to 1, 2, 3, here L1 and L2, two things are there, L1 and L2. Now after that L1 and L2, now what I'm going to do is in L2 dot append, I'm going to do append of what I'm going to add is 4. L2 dot append of 4. If I do L2 dot append of 4, and if I click on this, see, if you clearly observe, in 1 and 2 both it has been added. In a single shot, both it has been added. Why? Because the reason behind that is L1 is nothing but L1, you have created an object like this, where 1, 2, 3. This is L1. L2 is also for same object. The modification was done in the L2 means it is going to affect on the L1 also. So this is called as shallow copy. Shallow copy. If you do the modification on one of the object, sir, one of the variable name, it is going to affect on the second one also. Sir, I don't want like that. Then how to do? Then what we are going to do is, see, once again I'm writing L1 is equal to, I'm going to remove this one. Whatever the variables are there, I'm going to remove. Everything is removed. Okay. Now everything is fresh. Now L1 is equal to, I'm going to take list of 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once again, I'm going to do. Now see, L1 only is there. Now what I'm going to do is L2 dot copy. Okay. L2 is equal to L1 dot copy. L1 dot copy. If you copy this L1 dot copy, and if you click on this, now it is C, L2 is equal to 1, 2, 3. Once again, you are going to have the same thing. Okay, L1 and L2, once again, you are going to have the same thing. Now, what happens? The difference between above and below, what is the difference? L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. So let me write like this. shallow copy L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. And it is going to create an object of 1, 2, 3. Like this, it is going to create and name it as L1. This is the first step. Second step, L2 is equal to L1. What happens means it is going to create an object of 1, 2, 3. For the same object, it is going to assign the L1 and L2. The meaning of this is the meaning of this. Okay, this is the second step meaning. What is the third step meaning? L2 dot append of 4. L2 dot append of 4 means it is going to append in this with respect to the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where L1 and L2 both are having 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the process which was happened in these 3 lines of code. Now once again I am writing L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It is going to create an object of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 and name it as L1. Completed. Now L2 is equal to L1 dot copy. What is the meaning of this means? It is going to create a new object which is 1, 2, 3 and name it as L2. Now L1 and L2 are separate objects because you asked to write the copy. Copy you asked means it is going to make one more deep with respect to Xerox copy. It is going to create one more Xerox copy. It is not going to apply on the same thing. By default, the Python has for the single value one object only. But you are asking, no, I don't want like that. You create one more copy. You are asking to create one more copy means dot copy. When you apply that dot copy, automatically it is going to create one more object of the same, which we used to call as Xerox copy. Now, in this case, if you write the third line of code, that is L2, if you write L2 dot append, if you take L2 dot append of 4, if you write the L2 dot append of 4, what is the meaning of this? Means now it is going to add in the L2 only. In the L2 only will be added. L1 will be as it is because two different objects. They are not both the same. In this case, the both are same. In this case, the both are different. That is the difference. Can you observe here clearly? 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Earlier it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this time 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? Now this is called as deep copy. This is called as shallow copy and this is called as deep copy. Okay. Deep copy is also called as Xerox copy. Clear, guys? Any questions? Now, that is with respect to shallow copy and deep copy. Next one we used to call as sets. This is the next data type, sets. What is meant by sets? Sets are nothing but, yes, Bhargavi, L1 and L2 are same object in the shallow copy. So if you modify in one of them, it is going to affect on the second one also. Okay. Now here set is nothing but unordered collection of items. It is going to have unordered collection of that two unique items. What is meant by unique? What is meant by unique items means in terms of no repetition is allowed. In this, you should not write the repeated values. It is going to consist only the unordered of unique items. And in the set, it is defined by the values separated by the comma inside the braces. So that is commas. You are going to take the curly braces. In the curly braces, you are going to use the comma, and the values are separated like this. Okay. Whereas sets items in the set are not order. They are not going to be in the order. So for example, A is equal to 10, 30, 20, 45. I have given in this. Generally, list means what list will do. First 10 will take 30, 20, 45. Whatever the order I have written, it is going to save in the same order, and it is going to keep in the indexing. It is going to create the indexing of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this, and it is going to save like this. Whereas set is not going to do like that. Set is going to save 10, 30, 20, 45. It is going to save the values like this. There is no order. It should not keep in the same order. Since there is no order, how you can go with the indexing? If there is an order, means indexing is possible. If there is no order, indexing is also not possible. So here, if you observe, the A is equal to 10, 30, 20, 40, and 5. And if you ask what is the print A, if you ask print A, see 25, 40, 10, 30. Whatever the order I have given and what is the order it has is different. Sir, in my case, for example, if I am typing in my computer and these are the 5 values I have given, whether it is going to save in the same order, might be, might not be. Okay, it may save, may not save. So what is meant by set means, in order to store the values only, you have to store the values not in the order. I don't require the order. I want to store the data only, not in the order. Order is not important for me. If you feel that order is not important for you, it is better to go with the sets. Sets is going to have with no order. And what is the type of A, if you ask me? Now it is a set type. Set is because you have given the curly braces. The same values 10, 30, 20, 40, 5. If you have taken the same thing in the brackets, square brackets, then it is called as list. If you have taken the same values like this, then it is called as tuple. If you have taken the same values in curly braces, 30, 20, 45, just you are changing the brackets only, then it is called as set. So the only difference between them is with respect to while assigning to a variable, the difference is curly brackets. It is curly brackets, this is parenthesis, and this is the square brackets. Now, when you want set, then what is the advantage of set? Set is not going to have the order. Then what is the advantage? It is not having the advantage of like with respect to order, but it is having the advantage like in terms of to add, to remove the duplicates. For example, here I am having the 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 30. Print yes. If I ask print yes, it is going to give me 10, 20, 30 only. One of the element of 20 and 30 has been deleted. Automatically it has been deleted. Just I ask the printers only. See, if you want, once again, I'll show in that here also. S is equal to curly brackets. I'm taking 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Something I have taken like this. And if I execute this one, see here 1, 2, 4, 5. It is storing only 1, 2, 4, 5, but I have given these many values, but still it is storing only 1, 2, 4, 5. And that too, it has taken automatically as set. Who has told that to consider as set means curly brackets. By seeing the curly brackets, it has fixed that is a set. And it has taken automatically the data type as set. And total, it is going to have 4 values. That too 1, 2, 4, 5. These are the 4 values. Is that clear? Next one is, sir, now the sets, whatever the sets are there. So since the sets are not having the order is not there, so indexing is not possible, slicing is also not possible. If you ask print of S of 2, S of 2 means from your perspective, S of 2 is, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. You want 20. From your perspective, it is 20. But from Python perspective, it is 30. So how you can understand that one? Whether the print as S has been stored 10, 20, 30 or 30, 20, 10, how it has stored, who can knows. So that is the reason. So indexing is not possible for the sets. Sets doesn't support the subscriptable. That is, indexing is not possible. That is the meaning of set, right? Sir, when we are going to use the sets, if you don't want to color the with respect to these duplicate values, in order to remove the duplicate values, we are going to use the sets. Okay, that's it. That is the advantage of set. If you don't want the duplicates, then we are going to select the set, and you are not going to extract the elements, just you are going to store the elements. Then we are going to select the sets. Is that clear? Next one is dictionary. Next comes under dictionary. So dictionary also unordered collection of items, but in the dictionary, whatever the items are there, it is going to be saved as key value pairs. It is going to save it as key value. Key value means key is this is called as key. It is going to have like this key value. The keys can be fundamental data types. The keys can be only the fundamental data types. That is either int, string, or with respect to float, complex, boolean. These can be the fundamental data types. Generally, the keys we are going to select either int or string or float. These are the maximum. We are not going to use complex, or we are not going to use in terms of boolean. Generally int or string only, not even float also will use generally most of the times. Whereas value, you can use anything, any type you can use in the value. Any data type you can keep in the value, right? So here, this is with respect to the fundamental data types. The keys can be only the fundamental types, whereas value can be of any data type. And here, how the dictionary is assigned is, again, once again, curly brackets only, and it is separated by commas. Each value is separated by commas, but the each item, whatever the each item is there, this is a key value. Each item is a key value. Each item is called as key value. Key value, key value, key value. Like this you have to give. If you observe here, in the example, I have given the two items. This is the first item and this is the second item. The first item consists of key of 1.5 comma 1.5 as the key name, and the values of list of 1, 2, 3. The second item consists of B as the key and values as in terms of list of bat comma banana. Right? So this is a key value. Like this, you are going to assign the dictionaries. In the dictionaries, how the indexing can be done and how to extract the elements means, just you are going to ask dictionary square brackets. In this, you have to write the key name. By writing the key name, you are going to get the value. What is there inside that value? It is going to print the value. In this way, we are going to access the elements within the dictionary. Is that clear, guys? Clear? Dictionaries. Next, typecasting. Typecasting is nothing but converting one variable to another variable is called as typecasting. If you want float of 5, it is going to give the answer as 5.0 because it is an int type. Int can be converted to float because by adding 0.0 only. 0.0 only you can add. For example, if you ask the same float of SRK, how we can add SRK 0.0? For int 0.0 can be applicable and it is called as float, that to numeric. So float of numeric only is possible, float of others is not possible. So here float of 5, since it is possible, so 5.0 it is going to give. If it is not possible, it is going to throw an error. Similarly, int of 100.999. So this you are going to remove the triple nines and 100 you are going to print. String of 20. If you want to convert string of 20, can we convert? Yes. 20 as lest you have to add the inverted commas like this. If you add inverted commas like this, it is a string. You can convert. Similarly, the string can be converted to int miss. Yes. If you remove the inverted commas, again it will convert to this one. It is possible. So it's just string miss, it is going to convert like this, inverted commas. String is nothing but inverted commas. Now int of 10p, you are asking int of 10p, that is inverted commas 10p, that is string. This string can be converted to int miss. Only 10 part of string can be converted. If you are having only string of 10 like this and you are adding the convert to like int miss, so it is going to give the 10. Whereas 10p miss, p letter, how I have to convert the p letter to number? So it is going to throw an error. Since it is not possible, error will be there. If this is there miss, it is able to convert. Why it is able to convert? Because just it is removing the inverted commas only. It is possible. But how p will be converted? How it is possible? So that is the reason it is going to throw an error. Simple error. Right? Is that clear, guys? Now, next one is L is equal to 1, 2, 3. List of 1, 2, 3. If you ask print L, what is the print L? Print L is nothing but 1, 2, 3. List of 1, 2, 3. S is equal to set of A. Set of A means what is there in the A? That is not A, L. Set of L. Now what is set of L? Set of L is equal to 1, 2, 3. List of 1, 2, 3. This is the list. Set of L. So what is meant by set of L? Set of list of 1, 2, 3. It is going to take that like this the input, and now it is going to convert this one to curly brackets like this. And now if I ask what is the inside the S means, it is going to print me this one. Just it is converting. The list has been converted to set. Right? Next one is list of hello. What is meant by hello? Hello is nothing but you are having a string. A string is consisting of multiple characters. Now this one you want to convert to list by considering a single value. You are going to take as a single values. Means like this you are going to convert to a list of values. That is with the list. Is that clear? Now, one of the question is by Bhargavi asking that invalid lateral. What is this means? It is lateral is nothing but that letter cannot be converted to int. Letters cannot be converted to int. There is a letter which is not able to convert to int. That is whether it is a alphabet, whether it is a special character, or whether it is a anything. That particular character cannot be converted to int. Lateral means character. Is that clear? Done. Still any questions? Now we are having similar to string, similar to list. List dot append is there, list dot copy is there, list dot extend is there, list dot insert is there. For the list we have seen various methods, right? Similarly for the tuple also we are having the methods. For the set also we are having the methods. For the dictionary also we are having the methods, where tuple dot count is the method. Only count. In that only count you can do. You can't append, or you can't do the insert, or you can't do the extend or something. Just you can count. Count is acceptable. Just you can count in the given data. Tuple is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Something you are there. You are going to ask t dot count of 1. How many ones are there? It is going to say 2 ones are there. So the output is going to be 2. Count is possible. Similarly, for the sets also we are having certain methods are there. For the dictionaries also we are having certain methods. So then why we are not discussing that one in the class? The set methods or dictionary methods means this particular program is going to consist only with respect to related to data science. We are not going to be as a Python developers. So for Python developers, these additional things are required. For the data science part, we don't require the additional things. Whatever related to data science, that we are going to work. I'm not going to cover the entire Python here. This class is not with respect to the Python class. This is the data science with Python. So whatever the Python is required for the data science, that we are going to discuss. Right? And whereas for the list, why we have discussed all these things like append, insert, all these things means because for data science, we require this one. Since we require these things in the further, so that is the reason I have discussed in the class. Is that clear, guys? Here we are going to discuss which is related to data science. Done? Next one is we are moving to the operators. Okay. So we have seen with respect to different types, data types, like first one is int, float, complex, boolean, string, and list, tuple, set, and dictionary. And what is the difference between each of them? We have seen the difference. Each one having their own advantage with respect to their disadvantage. For example, list is having the ordered sequence of items where indexing is possible, adding is possible, removing is possible, everything is possible in the list. Okay. Whereas tuple, the replacement cannot be possible. So which is an immutable object. When we are going to use this immutable object means when we don't want to disturb the original object, then we are going to take as immutable object. When we want to disturb that one, then we are going to select as a list. And in the given data, we want to delete automatically the if any duplicates are there. If you want to remove them, then what you are going to do? You are going to take the set. So set is having the option of removing the duplicates. Right? Is that clear, guys? Now, so what I'm going to do is you guys please practice whatever we have completed till the data types. And today we are going to cover with respect to these data types. And if you are okay, miss, I'm going to cover these operators also. Now, once we complete these operators, once the operators are completed, next we are going to see the next level of Python, that is conditional statements. From here, the application will start. In the Python, the application starts from here. Till that, it is basics only. These are all called as basics of Python. Right? So I'm going to cover the operators, and once the operators is completed, practice whatever we have discussed the basics part. Tomorrow we can move on to the application of whatever we have discussed that we are going to apply, and we are going to see the real examples. Is that clear, guys? Now, here we are having operators. Operators are nothing but which are used for doing some kind of operations. What is meant by these operations? Operations are nothing but which you are going to add means, for example, you are going to do the mathematical operators or logical operators or comparison operators. You want to compare between the values like this. Those are called as operators. Means, for example, 2 plus 3. What is meant by 2 plus 3 means you are going to add for 2 with the 3, whereas plus symbol is called as an operator. This plus symbol is called as an operator, whereas minus is an operator. Like this greater than symbol, whether 2 is greater than 3, this is an operator. Which operator is greater than operator? This operator is going to check whether this given number is greater than this number or not. So this type of things are called as operators. The special symbols, whatever the special symbols are there, these symbols we are going as operators, and we are going to see the different types of operators. Right? So now tell me, how many wants to continue and how many wants to stop? If you want to stop, I will stop and you can practice till whatever we have completed. If you want me to continue, miss, I will continue. We are in the starting stage. When we are in the starting stage, we should not be hurry up with respect to completing the syllabus as quickly we have to complete. See, completing the syllabus and completing the course and completing the internship within the 2 months and immediately getting the job in the next day, you feel like that means there will be no use. Instead of that, if you complete the same things while practicing, okay, everyone in this class will listen to the classes. Everyone will listen to the classes. That is common. But after the class, who is going to practice? That is more important. That is more important. Listening the classes is not important for me. Listening the classes, everyone will listen. After the class, you have to practice. Okay. And you have to make sure of having the subject. If you have the subject, whoever has listened, if you feel by listening itself, you will get the job, miss, that is wrong. That will happen only in your dream. In realistic, it is not going to happen. By listening itself, you will get the job, miss, that happens only in your dream. If you feel in that way, miss, better not to join this course. Because by listening, none of the student has got the job in my entire career. I have never seen any student who has just by listening has got the job. If you feel yourself as an exceptional, miss, it is of your choice. You can join. That is for you. But if you after the class, if you practice only, after practicing, if you have the subject, then based on the subject, you will get the job. That is only possible. Clear, guys? Okay. So since most of the students are giving the reply that please stop, sir. So I'm going to stop here and you can practice. Already I have uploaded the notes in the drive and the drive link already I have shared to you. Just practice the class, whatever the class we have completed today. Though I know the class today was I have taken is only 1 hour. Just only 1 hour we have completed. I know that one. Today we have taken just 1 hour. But if you give the time for practice and make sure if I overload the students, there'll be no use. If I load the students with respect to more concepts, there'll be no use. We have to give the time for their practice. So initially you'll be giving with respect to one practice. Slowly we are going to move on to the next level. Right, guys? Yeah. Here Sagar Gupta is asking me the question of, sir, can you explain this dictionary once again? Yes. Dictionary is nothing but it is also going to contain the items, but the items will be of key value. This is the first item and this is the second item. Here only 2 items are there, but the items, whatever the items are there, these items are with respect to the format of key value. This is the key, and in this key it is the value stored. In this key, this is the value stored. So it is going to store as a key value pairs. The items are key value pairs. Whatever the items you are going to store, each item, generally in the list, each item is a normal number. But in the dictionary, if you go within the dictionary, the each item, whatever the each item we are having, each item is a key value, key value, key value. Okay, it is going to store in that way. So now what is the use of this one? What is the use of this one means we are going to see the application in the further, right? When we are going to use the dictionaries and what is the use of dictionaries and how we are going to modify in the dictionaries, this we are going to see in the further one by one. Okay. Yeah. Till tomorrow we'll be having daily 1 hour session, and from day after tomorrow we'll be having 2 hour session. Once the fundamentals and basic part is completed, then we can move on to the next level. Right? And here one more student is asking, sir, how to select the bullet points in the notebook? In the Jupyter notebook, how to get the bullet point? Just you make it as markdown. After markdown, you give the hyphen space and write what are the things. Then it is going to take as bullet point. The hyphen will be converted as bullet point. Himanshu. Is that clear? Next, Bhargavi is asking name error means. Name error means, for example, let us go here. Here, what are the variables are there? Bhargavi, what are the variables you can see here? What are the variable names are there? L1, L2 and S. These are the three variables. Did I created any variable with respect to like D is equal to? Did I created anything like that? Any variable is there till now? Did I created any variable with D in the spider? No, right? Now, if I ask with respect to here, print D. Print D means what is the inside the D variable? Print that one. D is now considered as the variable name. If you want to consider this one as a text means, you have to write print of inverted commas D. Then it is going to print the D letter as it is. If you write the print D like this, then what is the meaning of this D? This is the variable name. This is considered as the variable name. Now it is going to check in the given list in the entire things D is there or not. Since D is not available, it is going to throw an error. Name D is not defined. That is called as name error. That particular variable name is not available. Till now, you have not assigned any value for that particular variable. Clear? Yeah. Okay, guys, let's meet tomorrow. Fine. Bye and take care.